The entire province of Nova Scotia, as you can hear there, is going into lockdown for 2 weeks starting tomorrow. All schools and non-essential stores are ordered to close. 60 Canadian Armed Forces members are also being deployed to the province to help out at testing centres. Nova Scotia is reporting a record 96 new cases today. Mike Savage is the mayor of Halifax. He joins us from that city. Mayor, good to see you. Thank you very much for making the time.
Sure thing, Vashi. Happy to be with you.
Of those 96 cases, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, about 90 are in the central zone, which is, of course, where Halifax is located. Where is your level of concern right now about what's unfolding in your community?
Well, I think we're all concerned in Nova Scotia. You know, we've done a really great job on COVID through the first two waves. Dr. Strang and the team at Public Health have been amazing. Both Premier McNeil and Rankin have shown strong leadership. The entire medical community, Dr. Barrett, Dr. Howlett, Dr. Watson-Creed, we've had great leadership. But yeah, of course we're concerned. But I also feel that we're a community that knows how to get through these things. We'll lock her down and we'll get through it.
What do you know about the source of how things got to where they are? And I ask just because I think for many of us outside of Nova Scotia, we've watched your province with maybe even a bit of envy throughout this pandemic at how well, as you laid out there, you have been able to contain things. The borders are essentially closed. How did this start to happen? What is the source of it?
Well, I think like every other place that has COVID, it comes from somewhere else. But I don't know. There's different rumors about where it came from, but I'm not interested in where it came from so much as I am in making sure that we contain it now that it's here. I have every confidence that we will do that. We have a community that know how to pull together and get through difficult times, and that's what we're going to do in this case. So we will do that. We have to be concerned. We have to take it seriously. COVID is here, and it's mean. And so we're going to have to be tough and get through it. And I will fully and completely support the initiatives of the provincial government. We'll lock it down. And it's going to be a tough week or 2 weeks, but I think at the other end, we'll be better off.
Let's talk about the next few weeks. What does it mean for people in Halifax?
Well, there's one of the things that Dr. Strang often talks about is don't look for excuses. Don't sort of say, well, I wonder if it's okay to do this. If you're not sure, just stay home. If you have to go to work, and there are essential workers, we all know the frontline workers, the people that work at the grocery stores, the drug stores, the people who operate our buses, the transit operators, police and fire, they're all doing what they have to do to keep the economy going. But if you don't have to, leave your family, then don't do that. So if you don't need to go to the store, then don't go to the store. If you don't need to do other services, don't do that. Don't gather with other people. This is classic short-term pain for long-term gain. And I believe that by and large, Nova Scotians and Haligonians in particular know how to do this. And, we have done well on COVID, and now we're going to just have to buckle down and get through it.
We had Dr. Strang on the program yesterday, and he was indicating that in some instances, and we saw some examples of it over the weekend, for example, with the university, compliance is a bit of an issue. I know that the fines for non-compliance increased in the past little while. Do you think that'll make a difference? Are you concerned at all about the ability to enforce?
I think you have to have enforcement, for the cases that shouldn't happen. There are some good people that do really bad things. And I don't want to condemn people for their entire life, but this was really stupid what happened here, and it's happened in many other places. But it doesn't, by and large, represent the will of Nova Scotians. The number of people that are going for testing in this province is unbelievable. At the pop-up tests, at the regular tests, people are volunteering. I think we had, I think I heard Dr. Strang say 20,000 tests. And we had 96 cases. So the percentage, the positivity percentage is very low. We're encouraging people to go out, get tested, get texted, get your shot, stay away from other people. Remember that as soon as we take care of this, then the restaurants and the bars who've been hit so hard will be back open, and we'll be getting back to a sense of normalcy, which in Halifax, summer's pretty special, and I want it to be again this year.
I mentioned a few moments ago that the Canadian Armed Forces are deploying some personnel to help out at those testing centres. Is there an issue with the ability to staff them? Or is it just that there's so many more expected that you want to be prepared for that?
Well, Vashi, here in Halifax, you don't have to deploy people from very far. We are a military town. We have, thousands, many thousands of military people. We are Canada's, the home of Canada's East Coast Navy. We have 12-wing Shearwater. We have the Army in the 5 Division. We have a ton of people. And in Halifax, our military colleagues are part of the community. I will guarantee you that a number of them have already volunteered without having been told that they should volunteer. The military, they coach our kids, they volunteer at the food banks. We are a community that really respect and understand the role of the military far beyond what people think. So, they help us out when we have a hurricane, they've helped us out in fires and snowstorms, and they are very much a part of the community, and we really appreciate their help.
But there isn't, from your perspective, an issue with testing. Like, I know the message is go get tested. I know the rapid tests are being employed as well. Do you see foresee any issues, I guess, with the processing of those?
I think that I had a full test on Saturday, and I had my result on Sunday. Certainly, with this number of people getting tested, that puts a burden on the system. I think people understand that the rapid test, the results are very, very quick. I've had a number of those as well. So I think we can always use more volunteers to help the really, hardworking and dedicated health professionals who have been doing this work as well. So we'll always take volunteers. And I think that it's because so many people have a civic duty. They're lining up. I saw around the corner from where I live on Sunday at the East Dartmouth Community Centre, a municipal centre, working with the provincial government. There was hundreds of people in lineup to get tested. I think that's a great thing, and it'll help us get through this.
And just quickly before I let you go, Mayor, I know you don't have a crystal ball, but is your anticipation based on past behavior of people in your community that it will likely be it can be, I should say, 2 weeks and done?
Yeah, Vasi, as you know, we've had a really tough year here. We had COVID like everybody else, only it was a little bit less, but just over a year ago, we had the tragic shootings in Nova Scotia. We lost people on the helicopters in the Gulf. We lost Captain Jen Casey, the Snowbirds, who had a great Halifax connection. I think people here, A, have a civic responsibility that they feel deeply, and B, we help each other out, whether it's the United Way or whether it's restaurants that are helping people who can't get out and get food. We will do it. It's absolutely a cause for concern. But I think that this community is up to it, and we're going to just hunker down, we're going to shut down, and we're going to get it done.
Okay. Mayor Savage, thank you very much for making the time. I appreciate it as always.
Anytime. Thank you, Vashi.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.